Ron Todd Productions presents The Ron Todd Show, starring actor, comedian, and national gospel recording artist, Pastor Ron Todd, only on So TV.
What's up, everybody? And welcome to the Ron Todd Show. Y'all, I'm so excited to be back, man. This is great. It's the holiday season, and we got an incredible show for you guys today. I want you guys to stay put. Make sure if you are watching online virtually that you like and share. Can you do that for me? Can you make sure you hit that share button and let everybody know the Ron Todd Show is back and we are on tonight? I'm super excited. We have a great guest today. He is an acting legend. Dorien Wilson is going to be with us today. It's going to be absolutely incredible, an exclusive interview. And I believe that those of you guys who are huge Dorien Wilson fans like I am, you're going to want to see this interview. But guys, look, I'm like super excited to be back because those of you guys who follow me, of course, I've been doing the Pew podcast. And so we've been doing the Pew podcast like for the last year consecutively with no break. And so the Pew is now on hiatus, and shout out to Auntie Penny and shout out to Jay Allen and Mel Phillips, who have been rocking out with me for the last year, literally with no break. And so they are on hiatus right now. And of course, the Pew podcast will be back at the end of February, but the Ron Todd Show is back and I am excited about it. Listen, so it's holiday time, y'all. Like, here we are. It's Christmas season. I can't believe it. Like, we're at the end of 2024. It feels like this year just kind of flew by. Sometimes I feel like, you know, the older we get, days just fly by. But I'm excited about the holidays. You know, I'm excited about Christmas time. And I will tell you, I get most excited about Christmas dinner. Yeah, because y'all know I'm a foodie, right? And I'm excited because to me, Christmas dinner is a little different than Thanksgiving because I feel like Thanksgiving, you have to have certain things. Like you got to have a turkey, you got to have dressing, you got to have macaroni and cheese. Yeah, I said dressing. We don't do stuffing around here. But we got to have these things. And so whereas with Christmas, you know, we can kind of pick and choose. Like this year, I'm doing seafood boils. And so we're totally doing, you know, the crab legs, king crab legs, that is. You know, give me the big meat. Don't give me no little king crab legs. We're doing corn on the cob. We're doing the kielbasa, you know, the red skin potatoes. I mean, we're doing a seafood boil, and I'm excited about that. But see, those are kind of things you can do with Christmas dinner and New Year's Eve dinner that typically you wouldn't do on Thanksgiving. But I will tell you this. Now, listen here, just like with Thanksgiving, folks. Now, this is not the time for you to experiment. All right. You know, I don't believe that you should show up to a holiday dinner rather, empty handed, but I need you to bring your best dish. And if your best dish is Hawaiian rolls, you bring that. All right. If your best dish is cups, plates, and napkins, you bring that. If your best dish is bringing something to be put on ice, you do that. All right. Because this is not the time for you to bring in something that you saw on TikTok that you're experimenting with. I need you to hear me carefully. How about this? Potato salad is not green. All right. Potato salad, ma'am, sir, I don't want no green eggs and ham. It is not the time for you to be experimenting. I need you to bring your best dish to the holiday event. And I tell you, I have really had some interesting things people have brought to my house. And so now, you know, when I do parties and things, I got the food. You just show up, you know, maybe bring a dessert, you know, bring a pie and make sure you let Granny or somebody who, you know, can really put their foot in it, make it, because I can't deal. But the other thing is, guys, I want you to be encouraged because, of course, when we think about the holidays, sometimes we get a little discouraged, especially maybe if you're less fortunate and you can't afford to maybe do things the way you want to do them or buy things for your loved ones the way you would like to. And I want to encourage you today, you know, sentimental gifts are the best, things that come from the heart. You know, we really got to stop just going out buying anything just to say we got a gift. What do I mean by that? Meaning, if you just don't have the money, you know, don't go to Dollar Tree, you know, and buy me one pair of tube socks that aren't my size. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you really just can't afford to get me a gift, don't go out and buy me a fruitcake. I hate fruitcake. If you don't have the money, it's okay. A lot of times, we think that's the time for us to, just go out and buy something, quick and easy, like I said, from the dollar store, but then you leave the dollar store tag on there and rip the amount off. Like, we don't know that it probably cost $1. Just how about this? Think about, get that real nice picture of us and just throw it in the frame and, give it to me. That'll probably mean something to me. Every time I look up, I can just see us. Hey, or maybe just draw me make me a handwritten card. My kids do that all the time. I mean, be coloring all outside of the lines, but it means so much to me. Sentimental gifts. Think about, maybe there's something that you have that you can pass along, especially if it's a relative, that you could pass along to them that's been in your family for generations, something that'll mean a lot to them. But don't just go throwing stuff together, and offending people. Diamonds are girls' best friends, but Cuba zirconia is not. All right. So, yeah. All right. So I hope you guys are liking and sharing and telling people that the show is on. But again, I want to encourage you guys today. Please, 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 man, please, sir. I don't want you guys, don't be giving away your rent money, your mortgage money, your bill money, trying to get these gifts. That's the moral of the story. The first gift, especially for those of you guys who have kids, when you teach them right, the first gift is the fact that they got a roof over their head. How about that? Their best gift is that you're providing for them the best you can. They have food on their table. And so when you're able to do anything above and beyond that, they'll appreciate it and they won't take it for granted. And that's why we got to make sure that we let them know that, and teach them those principles. But not only that, explain to them, the reason behind Christmas is this isn't a pagan holiday. This isn't a time for us to celebrate a big, fat white guy, with a long gray beard. We are celebrating the birth of our Lord and Savior, Jesus Christ. Of course, we know that that's not the day that he was actually born, December 25th, but it's the day that we set aside to celebrate that. So when you keep that at the front, making sure that Jesus is truly the reason for the season, then you don't have to worry about anybody being let down. All right, guys, like I told you, we have a great show for you today. I'm excited about our guest, and I promise he is coming up here real soon. But I want you to keep it locked right here to the Ron Todd Show. We will be back right after this.
The District Detroit is Detroit's premier sports and entertainment destination, with something for everyone. Connecting downtown to midtown and beyond. Creating a diverse workforce, a critical part of Detroit's comeback. Already underway, this $1.2 billion investment includes transformational projects, all this at the center of the action. Now, a new phase is beginning in the District Detroit. And we've got more big plans.
All right, guys, and we are back. Thanks for joining us here on the Ron Todd Show. Of course, if you are watching virtually, make sure you like and share. Listen, I'm super excited because, as promised, our guest is here today. Some of you may remember him from Sister, or maybe the Parkers, In the Cut, but he is a father. He is an NAACP Image Award winner, and I like to call him friend. Put your hands together. Help me receive today the incredible legend he is. That's Mr. Dorien Wilson.
That was very kind.
Wait,
Thank you
wait,
so
wait,
much, man. Good to
we
be
got to give
here.
you we got to give you some love. Come on, give him some love, y'all. Come on, we got. There we,
Love that. Love that. Thank
all right.
you.
Well, thanks so much for being here with me. I appreciate it. How are
Absolutely.
you?
Thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it.
Oh yeah, my pleasure. Now, Dorian, we're going to jump right into it. Now, obviously, season's greetings to you. It's the holiday season, and I was sitting here thinking, what does Dorian Wilson do during the holidays? How do you
Well,
spend this time?
um, my family and me. Very big on family. My wife has six sisters and two brothers, and I think I've known them for over 50 years. But we've had the tradition of spending every holiday with family. And so my parents and her parents used to live right down the street from each other. And so we
Wow.
would open gifts at 5:30 in the morning a.m. Open gifts there, have a little eggnog, do all that festivities, then jump in the car in our pajamas, go to her house where all the family members are all around, all the kids and whatnot, open gifts over there as well. Then we had another set of play parents, and we would go over their house, and it went on all day. But we would sit around later on that evening and have our turkey and salmon and all the fixing, ham and whatnot. And we would each go around the table and say what we're grateful for, what the year has brought us, and just give love and say a amazing prayer and give thanks.
Mm, I love that. I love that.
Yeah,
A family that prays together stays together for sure.
absolutely. Can't get rid of them.
Yes, yes. And I think what stood out to me the most is you talked about that food, because I don't know if you saw, but earlier in the
I
show,
did.
I was giving some advice. Don't experiment during the
Yeah,
holidays.
absolutely.
Your best
Yeah,
food.
you can't eat everybody's cooking either. So, you got to pick and choose. And that's so funny about what you just said is the houses that we went over. I know exactly what to eat, which is my favorites. And that, I'm saving room over here so I can make room for this.
Right.
So that's what we would do as well. But yeah, we're all going to throw down in this kitchen. We put a lot on the table, and everybody brings a little something, something, and their best something, something.
Their best. That's what I'm talking
Yeah,
about. And I'm
I
so
love
funny, Dorian.
the cup and plate analogy. Please do that.
Please, please. That way we don't have to do dishes.
Right.
No. But it's so funny because I look at everything down to the fingernails. Like, because if you're not a groomed person, I don't want you fixing my food.
I don't want
It's
your
always
dog
people.
jumping up on the counter.
Come
Yeah, all
on,
of that.
cats, and no, and it's always people who like work on cars, like they own a body shop and they got dirt and grease all under their nails, and they always want to like toss the salad. It's like, no,
Yeah,
no, no.
no, no,
You
no, no.
you
We're not
just
doing
sit and
that.
wait. We'll serve you. Don't worry about it. But but no, I'm so glad to hear that. I mean, it sounds very, very exciting. Now, you also talked about how you guys put on the spread. Now, I don't know if everybody may know this, but can Dorian Wilson cook?
Dorien could throw down. Yeah, I'm telling you, and I'm not kidding. And anybody will tell you, I'm burning in the kitchen. But if I wasn't an actor, I would be a chef. I promise you. I love to cook, and I'm always on the Food Network and what have you. So I believe I'm fixing lamb chops, which
Oh my.
are to die for. Some lamb chops, some salmon. Of course, we're doing the turkey. I'm not doing that though, but. We're doing the usual. I do a mean mac and cheese, but
Oh
it
my.
has shrimp and bacon in it and
Oh
corn.
my.
Yeah, it's to die for. So yeah, I can throw down.
And it's amazing that you cook so well, but you stay in incredible shape. And so
I'm still on camera, so yeah,
of
that
how
part.
do you do that? Because I feel like everybody that cooks really well, 9 times out of 10, they have a little meat on their bones.
I'm not saying I don't have that, and as the older I get, so it's harder to come off. But yeah. We have to stay in the gym.
Yes, yes, yes. Well, Dorian, I know a lot of people, they recognize you. You are a household name. We've been watching you on television for decades now, and literally. And I think a lot of people may want to know, how did you get your start in the business?
Well, as long as I can remember, I was always trying to act or do something. In high school, I did speech competitions and debate, that type of stuff. But when I was in the 11th grade, I auditioned for a amazing conservatory called Pacific Conservatory of Performing Arts. And you had to sing and dance and do two songs and two monologues to get into their company. And so I didn't realize that you had to graduate to be part of their core of actors. And so I auditioned when I was in the 11th grade. Then I received the letter in the mail saying I didn't make it, only because I was still in high school. And so the letter was to guarantee once upon graduation, I didn't have to audition again. And so I got my training through Pacific Conservatory of Performing Arts and have been doing theater or performing ever since. And graduated from there and moved to the Bay Area. I'm going to give you the short version, but did theater out there for many, many years. And then my wife and I were like, you know what? I kept flying back and forth for different auditions and parts. And we were like, we need to move to LA. So I moved out here, didn't know anybody, did the waiter bartender thing for 6 months. And 6 months in, landed Dream on HBO for 6 years. And I was
Yeah.
doing that and Sister Sister at the same time. So that's the abbreviated version, but that's kind of how I got started.
Wow. And I heard you talk about theater, which is one of my loves. Those of
Yes.
you guys who follow me know that I'm a playwright and I've been doing theater for a number of years now. What would you say? Do you have a favorite between filming and theater, or do you think there's a difference? And what is your preference if you have one?
If I got paid like television or film, I would much prefer doing theater. Theater is you get that instant gratification from the audience. You know you're doing a great job. Anything could happen. You don't get another take per se, and you have to be quick on your feet. It's a lot of memorization of lines. But I that's how I was trained, and so my mind goes to that. And I love performing in front of a live audience as well. But yeah, I've done so many plays, and I like a lot of them for different reasons. A lot of comedies. I did a lot of Shakespeare. Um, what else? What else?
Love Shakespeare.
Slow Dance on the Killing Ground. I did Your Good Man, Charlie Brown. I played Snoopy. I had like a uh, 12-foot dog house, and I sang and whatnot. But yeah, but the theater definitely.
Yeah, I gotta agree with you. I just started getting into film and I love it. One thing I didn't realize about filming that I just learned, and it's probably very second nature to you, is doing the same thing over and over and over and over again, and
Yeah,
them getting different shots of you doing the same thing. And I'm like, oh
yeah,
my gosh, it took us 2 days to film this one scene. Like, what is going on? So I
yeah.
had to learn, like, and then you have to like literally stand the same way and do the same
Hmm.
thing the same way, or it'll like mess up the shot. And
And
yeah,
it's continuity. So if you're sipping on a drink or you're eating some food, you got to remember exactly where you took that bite. It's all that. And so many people think, oh, you just say your lines and
yep.
you're on to the next. There's a whole lot that it entails that people don't see or realize. But yeah,
Oh, it's an
but
art.
I
It's a
love
lot
it.
of work.
Yeah, yeah.
Absolutely. Now, I mean, you've been doing this now, I mean, for over a few decades. I mean, longer
Okay,
than
you
that.
keep making it sound like I'm 100 years old, so
Well,
pull
I mean,
that
the
back.
truth is that you're a legend in this business now, and
I
we have to give
appreciate it. I
honor where
appreciate
it's
it.
due. And
But it's so funny when people stop me on the street and they're like, "Oh my gosh, I grew up watching you."
right.
Yeah, I was, but I get it. But don't look the same age as I am, and then say that to me that you were. I watched you when I was young, and I'm like, you, sir, look as old as I do. But anyway, yeah.
Well, the nice thing is you still look exactly the same, Dorian. So
I,
that's really,
yeah. Tell
we
my
give God
insides that, I
the glory
guess.
for
When I
that.
wake up in the morning, I'm like, "Ugh, something ain't right." No, yeah, but
Oh
thank you.
no.
I appreciate that.
Oh yeah. But what would you say is the key to your longevity in the business?
I surrounded myself with amazing people, and that's my
Mm,
family. They are my cheerleaders. They refuel me. In this business, it is so tough, because people just see the end results, but
mhm.
there's a lot of rejection. And so for every time you see me on television, I might have had, 15, 20 auditions before I landed that role. And they're like, "Oh my
Wow.
God, you work all the time," or, but it's all relative. So have people in your corner who's going to support you, uplift you, and then praise you when you're doing great. I can play a roach in an Orkin commercial, and my family's like, "Oh my God, you are so great! The next Denzel," So
I love that.
yeah, but
Absolutely
one of
love
the
it.
things that I do want to say is that even though you get rejected and whatnot, all you can do is go into these auditions and do the best that you can do. And nowadays it's a little difficult because now there's self tapes that you have to submit and turn in. But back in the day, and still today, you go in and you meet these producers or directors or whatever, and you just do the best that you can do. And if you don't get the job, you did the best that you could. But you might not get the job because you're too tall, too dark. You don't look like the rest of the family. It's a myriad of things. So you have no control over that. So if you're prepared and you do the best you can do, that makes me feel good, and I'm on to the next if it doesn't happen.
I'm so glad you said that. I learned the hard way, even doing reality television. I did my first show. I did a show called Everyone's a Star on UPN 50. No, I'm sorry, WB 20. And then I did
Okay.
Showdown on Motown on UPN 50 back in 2002. And just the way things have changed between then and then, I believe it was like 2010 or 12, I did Sunday Best. And I remember they were
Okay.
checking for like social media. Like, you know, I need to I need to see how many followers you have. Like even recently I did a pilot for another show and the producers were looking at my social media. How many followers do you have? How many likes do you have on your post? I mean, the things that they look at are so different. Like you said, are you tall enough? Are you this? Are you that?
Right. Right.
But social media is playing a big thing because a lot of us could care less about social media, but you kind of have to because I mean, social media is a whole thing you know
Absolutely.
and so how important is it as an artist and as a performer to just stay abreast to what's happening in the industry and continuing to evolve?
Yeah, it's a game, man. It's so crazy. And you would think that with my resume, my history, and my longevity, that it'd be a no-brainer. But they're still checking all of that stuff. But the difference being is I'm in a caliber of actors now that all of us can do the same thing, do the same job, but they're looking at how many people that you can bring to the table so that their production or movie or
Mm,
whatever will be a success. So it does make sense, and you just have to keep posting and letting people know what you're doing, and it makes you relevant. Unfortunately, I'm a more private kind of person and don't like putting myself out there. But when I'm working, I'm letting people know this is exactly what we're doing and who I'm working with and stuff like that. So it plays a big part,
Speaking
unfortunately.
of who you're working with, at this point in your career, if you could work with anybody maybe that you haven't worked with before or maybe you have, who would
Yeah.
that be?
Well, I've worked with so many wonderful people and a lot of people doing plays and whatnot. Recently, I just watched. Oh, I can't even remember. Oh, it was called Castle. Cat Carry On with Justin Bateman. I think he's an
Mm,
amazing actor, so subtle and so good. But of course, the usual. I've never worked with Denzel
okay.
or Angela. I love Viola Davis.
Oh yeah.
Um, yeah, that would be a dream come true right there. So some of those people.
Awesome. Well, speaking of working with great people, you are in a movie. Well, there's a few movies that I'm just seeing you all over the place on
Yeah.
television right now. But I want to talk about a Christmas movie since we are in that season. And you're in the movie
Please
with
do.
some very, very legendary people as well. Jasmine Guy and T.C. Carson. We see you guys teaming up once again. Tell us
Yes.
about A Wesley South African Christmas.
Well, it's a trilogy movie that we're doing. We just shot the third one in South Africa,
Oh,
Durban,
wow.
South Africa. Yeah, it was absolutely amazing. But like I said, it's the third installment, and after the new year, it will become a TV series. So I'm very
Wow.
excited about that. The Wesleys, and I play Mr. Wesley, so I'm not going anywhere unless they kill me
A
off.
little job
Um,
security there.
but it was absolutely amazing. We got to work with their premier South African actors as well, and they joined our cast. And the incredible thing is that we didn't really know who they were, but we know they all have huge resumes and were very respected in their business over there as well. But we filmed in these beautiful villas, and sometimes we had to travel in these shuttles to get to them, but we would stop at these rest areas, and there wouldn't be like maybe 15 South African people that were in the parking lot. And as soon as they walked off the shuttles, they were like, oh my God," and gave them their accolades. And it was so cool to be able to see that because we're just working alongside them, and we know they were great. But so that was really cool, and they recognized me as well. So they would be like, "Oh, Professor, oh my God!"
Oh, wow.
So it was really cool. But I'm so proud of the franchise. I think everybody, if you get a chance and an opportunity to see a Wesley South African Christmas or catch all three of them are playing right now on BT Plus and Amazon Prime, I believe. But you'll enjoy it. You'll identify with a lot of the characters, some amazing actors, and we have a lot of young people in there as well that played my kids and other people that they mingle with. But it's something for the entire family, and it's a feel-good movie. There's lot of real issues that we tackle as well, so you have to check it out.
Well, why don't we check out a clip?
Todd,
Well, let's
bro.
do.
Talk to me nice, Timber. What's going on?
What if your family came to South Africa for the holidays to lock in the deal?
You do realize how big my family is, right?
Amen to that.
Welcome to Durban, South Africa.
This is gorgeous. Family. All the way in Africa.
The Westies, they've invited me to family night. So why don't you tag along?
It's time for the Wesley Talent Show.
She's being so selfish about this whole thing.
Ladies.
They believe in progress and family. You couldn't be in business with better people.
We are family.
Wesley's.
You know what's so funny? Even as I was watching that trailer, the young lady who played the daughter or the sister of the
Uh-huh.
African brothers, she did her job because she wore me out the whole movie. I just want
She's so good.
she's
So
so
good. I wish
good.
I could remember her full name, but I don't want to mess it up either. So, but yeah, their entire cast was great. Ours as well. But yeah, we had so much fun. And so the great part about it was we bridged that gap, crossing the waters, and and they will continue to be part of the Wesley's franchise. So we'll be working with them again, and they'll be coming out here as well,
Nice. I love that.
in
And of
front of
course,
the camera and behind as well.
oh wow.
Yeah,
How cool is
so that's
that?
great. Yeah.
Yeah. Now, of course, everybody wants to know, from one legend to another, how was it working with the incomparable Jasmine Guy?
Oh my gosh. um, Absolutely amazing. We've known each other. All three of us have known each other for over 30 years, and
Wow.
so to be working opposite of each other is a blast. And I tell you, and hear me when I say, we cannot go anywhere together, especially in the States, and not get love from everybody that we talk to. It is amazing, and it's so much fun. But TC is so um, particular and on his game, and just really thoughtful about his character. He plays a war vet, and one of our good friends, or he was our neighbor, alongside of Jasmine, who is just so good at her craft. And I'm so happy that she gets to play opposite of myself. And we have three beautiful children. So it's a great time, and I'm having so much fun.
I love that.
Yeah.
Well, one last question for you, Dorian. What advice do you have for a young aspiring actor uh, who may be looking to get into the business, and maybe they have heard some no's, and what can you say to just encourage them to keep going?
One of the things that I used to teach acting 8 through 18-year-olds, and I have young people stop me all the time to say, "Hey, people tell me I'm funny. Put me in your movies, and or you got a play coming up or whatever." And my advice to them is, or I say to them, "Have you gotten your training?" Because it's so
Mm,
important to get your training. Well, no,
yeah.
no, no. People tell me that I'm funny, though, and so I'm just naturally fun. No, 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 no. As we talked before, it goes, there's so much more that goes into what happens behind the scenes when you're filming or doing a play or whatever. So you have to learn how to cross the camera, be from A to B, know your blocking, know how
Oh
to
yeah.
deliver your lines, your intentions, your inflections, your through line, all of those things, because you could be in the right place in the right time and even land that perfect job. But if you don't have anything to sustain, if you do not do your work and know what you're doing, you're going to be a flash in the pan. People will be like, "Whatever happened to such and such?" Well, you didn't know what you were doing, so that's what happened to you. So get your training, definitely. So when you get that job, that position, you're in the right place, you'll be able to sustain. And so that's my 2 cents. Yeah,
Oh, I love that. I
yeah.
think that was so great.
And get in
Even
plays. Get in plays. Plays are a way to be seen, so you're not called in for an audition, but you can invite people to come see
Mhm.
you, even if you're not right for certain things that they're auditioning now or what have you. But it's a great training ground because you have to think on your feet and learn your lines and your blocking and stuff like that. So it's a wonderful vehicle.
Yeah. And even with plays, I think it's important to get your training. You
Yeah.
hear terms like blocking and stage
Right.
left, right, and
Hmm.
upstage, and you're like, where's that at?
Right. Right.
You're literally going downstage thinking that's upstage, or
Right.
take a beat. What's a beat?
Yeah.
So different things that you'll learn, from
All that
training that's
stuff.
important so that you won't be a deer in headlights, and you can be a
Yeah.
master of your craft like Mr. Dorian Wilson here.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, I tell you, I'm so glad that you took time during the holidays to be with us here on the Ron
Absolutely.
Todd Show. We have enjoyed you. Dorian, tell everybody now, let's say they have a play coming up and they want to contact your agent, or how do they do that in order to book you for an event or to be a part of a play or anything of that nature?
Well, you can hit me up on Instagram. It is my name, Dorien Wilson _ Dorien Wilson _ I'm right there, or I'm on Facebook as well. So the same thing. Yeah.
Perfect. Well, thank
Yeah.
you so much for being here, and Merry Christmas to you, and have a blessed and prosperous New Year, as I know you will. We're so excited to see this new series with the Wesleys. I cannot wait to see Mr. Wesley. And
Thank you so
congratulations
much,
on everything.
Pastor. I appreciate you as well. And thank you for having me on the show. And happy holidays to everybody out there.
All right. Okay, guys, that was Mr. Dorien Wilson, and we will be right back right after this.
Silent night, holy night, all is calm, all is bright, round your virgin mother and child, holy infant so tender and mild, sleep in heavenly peace. Sleep in heavenly peace. Nothing like a good old Christmas carol. Well, it's because Jesus is the reason for the season. And so this Christmas, men, I'm calling all men, calling all men. Men, you've been asking, when am I going to have something in Dorien product for the men? Well, this Christmas, you will enjoy this. I have something just special for the men. Let's see what's inside this box. Okay, here we go. Man, y'all gonna be excited to see what's going on in this box. Well, let's see here. We have, my goodness, look at that. We have beard oil. You know, y'all know y'all groom them beards. Groom them. So we have some beard oil. We got that for you. We also have, look at the packaging of this. We also have, men, beard butter. Ooh, look at this. And it don't just pop off. It screws off just for you. Okay? I love that. I love it. Okay, let's see what's in this little pouch here. We have, bam. You're going to comb that if you got a little hairs. Or you have the thick ones you can use just for you. And then we have forgot about you. See, I'm married. I know what my husband used. Okay, we got the brush. Brush that bad boy. Brush it. Sometimes you want to do this, you can do this. No, I'm just kidding. And then we didn't leave this out because you can't do nothing without a pair of scissors just for you. Man, we got it for you. Y'all been asking me for it every time you come to my table and you be saying, you ain't got nothing for the man. Bam, here it is right here. We got it right here. So make sure you pick it up for Christmas. Where you going? To DorienBeauty.com. Make sure you get your box, or just have it for a gift for your dad, for your brother, for your cousins. However you want to do it. Merry Christmas, men.
Merry Christmas, Dr. Cole. Somebody get it for me. Do that. All right, guys, it is time for my favorite time of the show. Y'all know what it is. It's Hot Topics. Hey. All right, here we go. Time for us to get into it on tonight. What do we have for you guys here? Of course, last week we talked about gospel recording artist Miss Lee Andrea Johnson, who was arrested last week, actually a week from today, due to open intoxication. Miss Lee Andrea has since reached out to Larry Reed, and she has made a statement concerning her arrest. Take a look.
Hey everyone, to all of my family, my friends, and my supporters. Thank you so much for your continued prayers and love. I do see all of the text messages and all of the phone calls. I'm just taking this time now to just really just woosah. And if y'all know me, like you know me, you know that this is a daily walk, and this has been a daily walk for me for some time now. And I'm yet still growing. So to Larry Reed, thank you so much for waiting to contact me to get it from me, opposed to everybody else just putting out what they want. Thank you, and I appreciate you and your fans. So just keep me lifted, and I'm gonna get through this. Love you all. Bye.
We believe you are, Leandria. So here at the Ron Todd Show, our thoughts and prayers are with Miss Leandria Johnson during this time, and we believe that God will restore her and that she will make it through this. All right, guys. Now, I saw another influencer online who posted this video, and they were kind of commenting, and so I want to get your take on it. How would you handle this situation if you were in Walmart? Take a look.
What would y'all do if y'all saw a kid doing this in Walmart? Don't report her. That doesn't matter. You don't know what. Little girl, you don't know what. Don't y'all do that to a little girl. Y'all don't know what she's supposed to do. So this video has gone viral of this little girl causing absolute chaos in a Walmart. She is destroying pretty much everything in her path, throwing all of the produce and food on the ground. I would hate to be the employee that had to clean all that up. My question is, where was her guardian? Where was her parent? She got so rowdy to where other bystanders had to step in to try to stop her. You can see her trying to get away from them right there, but she ends up getting loose because she keeps kicking, and then she continues to destroy things until other people step in. But sometimes kids do act out to see if they can get a reaction out of whoever is supposed to be caring for them. A lot of people are saying that whoever her parent or guardian is needs to be responsible for paying for the damages that she did in the store. I can't say that I disagree, but I feel like on top of that, CPS needs to get involved and see what's going on in her home, because whatever's going on is causing this type of behavior.
First thing that comes to my mind is beat her. Beat her and she won't die. No. You know, I'm with the influencer. Where are the parents? Come on. Where were the parents at? I mean, because you can see her going through the store. I mean, knocking over the sparkling grape juice, knocking over the produce. I mean, she's going, where are the parents? I'm confused, because I would have snatched her up at the bottle. She wouldn't even have made it that far. You know, and so, yes, CPS definitely needs to be called. And please, guys, start commenting in the comment box. I just want to know what you guys think. What would you do? You know, if you were in the store and you saw this child, I'm sorry, she wouldn't have got away from me. I would have had to detain her respectfully, calmly, the best I could, until the authorities got there or her parents came over. And I wish her parents would have gotten an attitude with me after allowing her to behave that way and not keeping up with her. That's another thing about parenting. You got to keep up with your kids. You can't let them just roam on their own through the store. And with all that ruckus going on, I mean, did you leave her? Did you forget about her and drive away? Were you way on the other side of the store and you couldn't? What's going on here? So please, y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about that. Whooper. That's what comes to mind. Whooper. And speaking of whooping, I think this person needs a whooping too, because this is what they're going through. A TikToker has been arrested after walking through Walmart doing this. What's wrong with him? Why would you be going around spraying pesticides on TikTok? It's like in this day and time, we do anything for a laugh. We do anything for views. But we don't care nothing about having no integrity. What is going on here? What you thought that was real cute, huh? You thought that was real funny to walk around spraying that bug spray on produce that people have to buy, chicken and stuff that people have to eat. But see, guess who got the last laugh? We all did. While you sitting up in the slammer. Now, how funny was it? While you sitting up behind bars eating a peanut butter and jelly sandwich for Christmas, how funny was that? Come on, we gotta stop, y'all. We gotta stop this foolishness. That was ridiculous, man. Like I can't get with it. I don't understand. I just don't understand why you would do that. Maybe I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy. Maybe. All right, we're moving along here. Could you imagine being a judge sentencing someone in the courtroom and they do this? My. And excuse the language in that video, but could you imagine? Now, he got 25 to 65 years for jumping on the judge, but I wonder how much time he had before he decided to go jump on her. Was it that serious? Talk about, nah, F that B. So she must have gave him more time than he wanted. He said, well, if I got to die in jail, I might as well go out with a bang. But good Lord of mercy. I ain't never seen nobody literally body dive over the bench. He said, oh, no, if you put me away like that, I'm about to put you, we going down together. No, that was insane. That goes that mental health. I mean, clearly he not in his right mind to do something like that. Have y'all what do y'all think? I want to hear from you in the comment box. Have you ever seen or heard anything like that in your life? Oh my goodness. I tell you, that was something else. But those are our hot topics tonight. Of course, if you have anything that you hear or see, make sure you inbox me at Ron Todd on Facebook or Ron Todd, the number 4 real on Instagram. And I would love to play it right here on the Ron Todd Show. All right, guys, make sure you grab my latest single. It's called I Can Get a Prayer Through. It is available on all digital outlets, as well as my Christmas single, Best Christmas Ever. Make sure you grab that as well. Okay, we have time for one question in our segment called Ask Ron. Let's see what we have for you on today. Let's see what we got here.
It's me, Tracy. Now I got a question, y'all, because I'm real upset because me and my husband, we had talked about, what we was getting each other for Christmas. And so I asked my husband, and he was like, you know what I like, I trust you. And I was like, okay, yeah, or whatever. And so he asked me what I wanted. And I'm like, I don't know, babe, whatever. I'm not sure, And I was being real cute, and real girly. Well, I'm girly and chic. I'm real girly. And stuff anyway, because that's just who I am. I've always been a press pot. But anyways, so Christmas Day, my son opening up his gift. And when he got done, because we always do ours at the end, I came out with my husband's gifts, and for some reason his eyes got big as saucers. And so he opened it up, and I got him a sharp Gucci suit with the matching Gucci belt, with the matching Gucci shoes. I mean, he gonna be Gucci down, and it's gonna be Gucci. Okay. But honey, I sat there just as poised and smiling, and I was waiting on my gift. Honey, he was looking at me like, what you looking for? And I'm like, where my gift? And he said, you said you were. So I said I didn't know what I wanted, but that didn't mean don't get me nothing. So I'm like, am I being punked? I was waiting for the man to jump out and say, gotcha. But baby, he really didn't get me nothing. And so I had a mind to take all that Oochie Gucci back. But you know what? I just been real upset and I don't have nothing to say. Because that boy, he know better than that. And that's why he been sleeping on the couch. Because I said if he asks me, I'm gonna tell him, oh, I didn't think you wanted no poon. No, you didn't want no poon, did you? Oh, I didn't know because you didn't say nothing. So I wasn't gonna give you no poon. How about that? So y'all let me know, my sweet babies. Am I wrong? Because,
Okay. So I'm not condoning holding out on your husband, but I will say he should have gotten you something, Tracy. I do believe he should have got you something. Just because you said you didn't know what you wanted doesn't mean he couldn't have tried, especially knowing you, right? Knowing who you are and that you're the type of person, your love language is you need a gift. Knowing that, yeah, I agree, he should have made sure that he got you a gift. But I think you should just kind of explain that to him, Tracy. Let him know, like, yeah, I really would appreciate it if you would have got me a gift, and I think you still have time to do that. And then just see if he, maybe runs out and grabs you something. But I think you need to go back to bed as well. Yep, that's what I think you need to do, that, sis. So that's what I got for you, Tracy. And of course, whenever you have a question or anything like that, feel free to ask and we'll do our best to help you. But that's what I got for you today. I think you should most certainly just tell them, hey, I don't think that's fair. I do want something. Can you please go out and buy me something? Or it's not too late for you to give me a gift. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. Closed mouths don't get fed. So there you have it. All right, guys. Well, that is our show for today. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I cannot wait for this ride. The next several weeks will be right here on Soul TV, entertaining you. Make sure you let somebody know every Thursday, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we'll be here on Soul TV. And of course, you can always be a part of our live virtual audience by watching Tuesdays at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Facebook at Ron Todd or YouTube at Ron Todd Ministries. Remember, we love you for free, and we'll talk to you next week right here on The Ron Todd Show. Have a good night.